What is up, guys? Matt the Ninja, in a very different setting than you guys will probably ever see me in again. For those of you who don't know, this is just going to be an update video kind of to catch everybody up to speed on what's been going on in my life recently. As you can see, I am in a hospital suite. I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of other stuff. There's my legs. We'll talk about those in a second. Just to cut right to the chase, I was in a pretty serious motorcycle accident. It wasn't involved with any others. It was simply myself and my motorcycle that got injured. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and what happened there. First things I want to talk about, though, is those puppies right down over there on my legs. Both ankles are completely broken. As you can see, this one this one here has got some braces on the outside of it holding it together. This one has already been through surgery, so it's already on the healing process. That surgery went well. For those of you who are curious about that, so that surgery went good. We're still holding off on the other surgery. There's still a little bit of swelling there that they're concerned about, that they want to be sure excuse me, want to be sure it's taken care of before they start digging in there again, and risk losing blood flow to that foot again. Pardon my my camera work. It's kind of hard to focus on a camera when it's not glued to your face. What's up? Just doing my video update. There's my dad. Just got say what's up to YouTube. He's got coffee. Family and friends have been great. They've been coming and saying hi to me. For those of you who are in the area and want to come visit me, we'll talk about those details at the end of the video, but I kind of just want to kind of explain what happened to you guys so you can understand a little bit more in depth how this accident happened and where I'm at now, and that whole mess. I was out on a back road by myself. One that I ride pretty often. I was trying out a couple new camera angles, so I wasn't able to actually capture the accident itself all that well. I had the camera like up on my rear view mirror facing my torso, so I could see my body language pretty well, and I don't have my GoPro or my computer here, so I won't be able to overlay the video on this one, so that'll just be something that pops up in the future. So keep your eyes open for that. But essentially what happened, just decompressing the whole thing event by event. I was coming up to the corner, not actually too fast of a speed, definitely not the ride like a maniac kind of way that I tend to approach things. I was coming at it pretty tame speed, and you can see my body, because I had it facing me, you could see my body, getting hunkered into the turn, adjusting my body position, starting to lean the bike over. And just as I had gotten the bike leaned over enough to start taking the turn and actually start leaning it over, I spotted some gravel, so I stood the bike up pretty much immediately. Like, that thing went straight up and down. And I pulled in all of my front clutch, I pulled in all of my front brake, and it just wasn't enough. I hit that gravel, and the front handlebar started doing this. For those of you who ride motorcycles, you know what happens. Where was I? So I hit that gravel and immediately just lost the front traction of my front tire. And I kind of had to make that snap decision of, am I going down with the bike? Or am I getting the hell up off this thing and hoping for the best? And I chose the latter of the two options. I somehow managed to jump off of the bike and clear the bike before it managed to go sideways and start tumbling and doing flips and shit. I was moving pretty good rate of speed. It was about a 45 to 50 mile an hour collision with me in the ground. And I landed feet first, so that's why my ankles are absolutely shattered. So yeah, my ankles are just absolutely shattered. Like I mentioned at the beginning, my right one has already begun to be repaired. I believe it's already completely repaired with all of the pins and plates that need to be in there. Um, so that's good news. That one's on its way to recovery already.
Will
Um,
that show?
yeah, that'll show. So there's an X-ray of the repaired, or is that's put
That's
before?
broken.
Yeah, that's the broken one. So that's the one that's still screwed up. So that's just to give you guys an idea of how.
That is supposed to be up there.
Yeah, just to give you guys an idea of how broken my ankles are. I mean, like I said, they took a 45-mile-an-hour impact into dirt, and there were some pretty severe craters. This was the less broken one. This is the one that they've fixed. This is not the fixed X-ray, but this is the one that they had already repaired. It's pretty obvious why they repaired this one first, just because it was way less broken. So that one is already taken care of. That one was easy to fix. But here's your phone, Dad. But yeah, it
That was
sounds.
so much fun.
Yeah, show and tell is a lot of fun. So it sounds like the left ankle is what took the brunt of the impact there, um, which is why it's all casted up and externally framed and all of that fun stuff, and requires a whole bunch of extra painkillers because it hurts like a motherfucker. So um, that's the pretty much the basis of my injuries, believe it or not. I was wearing my full leathers. As you guys know, I always wear as much protection as I can when I'm out. I was in my full leathers. I was wearing my helmet. I was wearing my gloves. I was wearing my boots. I was wearing everything. And literally, the only damage I took was to my ankles and a minor, we're talking hairline fracture in one of my lumbars, one of my spinal lumbar things, whatever you want to call them. And it's so minor, the doctors just didn't even bother to tell me about it until I asked. It was like, okay, did I get hurt anywhere else? But like, I don't have any cuts or bruises anywhere else on my body, guys. If you look, you can see some mess in there. That's just from IVs. That has nothing to do with the accident itself. I'm covering my camera there, and the sunlight's going to block me out. But I have no bruises, no cuts, no nothing from the accident. The only post-accident scarring that I'm going to have is because of the severity of my left foot, the one that's got the external braces. They had to do a vein graft, so they actually had to remove one from my right leg and put it into my left foot in order for there to be blood flow, so I wouldn't lose the foot. And that's actually taken very well. They say that it's taken actually perfectly. There's blood flow. I'm able to, though it's minor, wiggle my toes. I'm not going to try to do it on camera just because the camera won't be able to fucking see it. But yeah, I mean, my neck is fine. I was only minorly concussed. I was able to speak to the first responders that got there, which, by the way, I got super lucky because there was basically a driver behind me. So this is how you guys know I wasn't going too fast, right? There was a cager behind me who saw the whole thing happen, and I wasn't like blowing past him or anything. He was, I mean, I was doing the same speed as traffic. I just hit a bad patch of gravel and it just sent me flying. But he happens to be an emergency first responder, and was able to get me checked out. He knew how the emergency straps on my helmet works, and he was able to assess my situation. And Life Flight had me to the hospital I'm in within 35 minutes of the accident. So it's like the amount of good luck that I had and good fortune that I had to get me where I am today is nothing short of miraculous. I mean, it is. I am incredibly lucky to be in not only the shape where I can hold a camera and talk to you guys, but to be alive, period. Um, and that the weight of that is still trying to catch up. It's still catching up with every time I say it. It still hits me a little bit like I should be dead right now. Sorry, lots of pauses and stuff. Nurses come in and out, and I know they're kind of picky on their faces and whatnot, and I don't want to expose their identities. But yeah, no, I figured, hey, this is my face. This is what Matt the Moon Ninja looks like with his Ernie ball cap, man. Me and this hat have been through a lot, and my hair is just always a fucking mess. So that's why I'm wearing a ball cap. So recovery time. We're looking at like probably 2 to 3 months before I'm able to be on my feet. And we're probably looking at another 4 or 5 until I'm able to be on a motorcycle. The motorcycle, I should mention, is totaled. The 300 is dead. I'm very glad that I got off of it, because if I had been a part of the wreck that was the Ninja 300, I would be dead. The rear rim is, there's no other word for it, but destroyed from the amount of force it took to bend it in. So like the tire is still round, but you can see like a pie-shaped wedge where it's just been bent in by something, which is just terrifying. Rear swing arm is bent out of shape. The fairings have been torn up and torn off. The handlebars are no longer in alignment. The suspension's fucked. The tires are gone. The chain is snapped. I mean, the whole thing is gone. The bike's totaled, guys. It's never coming back. It's likely that I'll salvage a couple pieces. Like, I'll go take a Dremel to it before they salvage it, and just like, cut a couple pieces off just for keepsakes. But yeah, the Ninja 300 is no more. I killed it. I rode it like a maniac, and I killed it. Sorry. However, that does mean there is going to be a long delay between me and any moto vlogs. I'm going to try to have some alternatives as far as, me doing something, just anything, just to keep you guys with some content to watch. I do have the GoPro head strap, so I could probably like strap that to my head during my morning commute in a car. I could do that. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I could do. I'm sure I could find some way to make a wheelchair exciting, but that's going to be a long part of my future. But there's going to be a long road to recovery, you guys, but I am alive, and I'm in good spirits. And the other good news is that there will be another motorcycle. Don't you guys worry. I've already picked it out. It's just a matter of making sure that I get my disability insurance taken care of, which I do have. The motorcycle insurance doesn't screw me, and there's a pretty good chance that will be used on the down payment for my next motorcycle. I won't spoil it for those of you who know, because there are those of you who know me well enough that know I already know what I wanted for my second bike. Don't spoil it. I want it to be a surprise for those of you who don't know, because it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be really exciting. You guys are going to be super stoked when you see what I have in store for you guys in the future. But yeah, this is it was short. It's now 13 minutes I'm looking at, but this is my update video. There will probably be others as I go through other surgeries. I know that there's one on hold right now while they're waiting for some swelling to decrease. So there will probably be an update on that one once that surgery goes through. But I didn't want to just leave you guys in the dark because I don't have a helmet to hide my face behind. So this is my face reveal. This is what Matt the Ninja looks like, man. I got big bushy eyebrows and a beard, so.
What size shoe do you wear?
And that's all I can think to update you guys on. I've had nothing but just an outpouring of love and support, and just the community has been on fire for me. For those of you who did know about my accident, I wasn't able to update too much on Instagram and obviously YouTube finally, because I was in such critical condition for a long time. I was in ICU basically up until yesterday. this is the second morning now where I've been out of ICU, so I just haven't been able to update anything. But big props to my friends Misfit Midget, Mobius 128, Revan Rio, and there's a couple others that have just been spreading the word and letting everybody know what happened to me and that I'm okay. And those guys, you guys have no idea how much your support means for me, just because not only are you fellow motovloggers, but you guys are like some of my closest friends, and it means a lot to have that support from you guys, and then just the support from friends and family, and I mean, even guys from Cycle Gear who know me as Matt the Ninja, like, they noticed I wasn't at bike night, and I wasn't, because I was in ICU at the time in so much pain that I couldn't even see straight. And they shot me a message on Instagram. They're like, "Matt, where are ya?" And then they finally caught up with Nate, and then they finally caught up with Misfit Midget, and they were able to fill him in. And like, you guys, that support, there were tears, there were happy tears, there was a lot of emotion. I know my slogan is "Ride Like a Maniac," but I always preface that by saying I'm a maniac, but I'm not senseless. And this accident was because it wasn't because I was being too much of a maniac. It was because I hit a bad patch of gravel and I just didn't have a chance to see it. So this was an accident. You can always say that, yeah, I could have slowed down, but talking to the gentleman who saw me go down, he said there was no way I could see the gravel, and this was just a freak accident. That is what happened, and the fact that I was able to not walk away from it, but be alive after it, is incredibly fortunate. And to have gotten all of the support and love from everybody that has shared it with me it's been overwhelming, and I have nothing but gratitude for all of you guys. So I just want you guys to know, I'm just going to wrap this up. I love you guys so much. It's going to be a long time until I'm back on a motorcycle, but it will happen again. This didn't scare me off of two wheels. Matt the Ninja will always be on two wheels. It's just going to be a while until I'm physically able. So I'm going to keep you guys as updated as I can. I'm going to keep you guys as in the loop as I can, with the surgeries and with Instagram and taking lots of pictures, and I'm going to do everything I can to keep you guys in the loop. So that's I could keep rambling for probably another 20 minutes, so I'm just going to cut myself off here. I love you guys. Ask me any questions you have in the comment section. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, however you want to get a hold of me. I'm replying to every question that I'm getting. I'm trying to keep you guys as filled in as possible, so don't be afraid to ask me questions, and shoot me, love and support. So that's all I've got for you guys for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Matt the Ninja out.